Good morning to my spring edition of my walks through the seasons. We're back doing Asterby and Red Hill. Come along, let's see how the landscape's changed since I was here last. Bit of a misty morning, but this sun's gonna burn through. It's gonna be a superb day. Trying to remember what shots I took last time. TV tower there at Donington, Stenigate radio mast. But our first coffee stop is going to be at the small lake down there. See what changes there is there. Hope the camera's picking up that bird in that hole in that tree. I think it is. What a tranquil spot to have a coffee. We're back at the lake, obviously. Last time I was here I was talking about oyster catchers, and I'm sure, well, they might be on the island now. I think that's what I'm looking at. Superb. Colours on that willow. Spring really on the move now. Gorse, swamp willow there, birds doing their thing, and there was definitely the oyster catchers on that lake. When I first got here there was a lot of noise with gulls, just like being at the seaside really, but not. Bit of green vegetation starting to show on the back there. Obviously look a lot better in the summer. But as for bird life, I've already heard a woodpecker, seen lapwings, and obviously oyster catchers. Superb morning to be out. Cherry tree just coming into blossom. Still a bit of life in the daffodils. In years gone by, there's always been a pair of swans on here. I guess they found somewhere new. We're back at the ford. Leaves starting to come out on the hawthorn. More spring favourites. Cherry tree in there. And in the distance is Red Hill, which will be our next coffee stop. Relaxing sound of the waterfall. In winter, when I was up here at Red Hill, it was certainly windy. This is totally the opposite. Gorgeous and calm. Views from Red Hill. On the path up to here, with just some dense grasses down there. Couldn't quite get a photo, but there was a fox running away from me in there. Another great sight today. And on the top of Red Hill, they tend to put some crosses, crucifixes. This time of year for Easter. More relaxing sounds from Red Hill. We'll get a bit closer to the vein, why this is obviously called Red Hill. It's a bit dodgy on this ledge, but we should be able to get a bit closer. There's some big holes up there. The other side of the road is known as Badger Farm. So I don't know whether the badgers living in there or rabbits. But just about right now for one to poke his head out. Wouldn't that be great? We're back in Goldsby's ancient graveyard. And I found the oldest gravestone here. It's in Mr. William Kelk, who died June 30, 1740. He was born 1677. So he's been under the ground here about 275 years. Wow. It's even before the railway days in the mid 1850s. So he might not have even travelled very far from this area, because stagecoaches back then, the travel was so slow. He might have only ever seen Horncastle and Louth, the Wolds, in his life. We're so lucky to be able to jump in a car, on a plane or a train and see beautiful parts in this great country of ours. The church that was built here got taken down stone by stone and moved to another part of the village, Goldsby, and we'll go and highlight that in a minute. On the winter edition, we were stood here and we was treated with a buzzard coming pretty close to us. No such luck today so far, but we have seen lapwings and a fox, which more than makes up. And this is the church they took down brick by brick and moved it to here. Thinking this is a photo of where the church was when it was in the other burial ground. The Goldsby church that we've just been in, the one that's still in use, it stood there for over 100 years. Just been sat here having some dinner. Can you see them two white doves on that tree in the distance? Well, one of them's just been flying backwards and forwards from my house. I've seen a buzzard circling over Goldsby and a kestrel. That's Red Hill, where we was much earlier. Making out the trees in different stages of getting their leaves. What a gorgeous scene this is. Sat here and relaxing. Yeah, I see them. I'll see that kestrel on them trees just there a few minutes ago. You can see one white dove, and the kestrel has just landed on the same tree to the left as you look. I don't know whether the camera will pick up the kestrel. He's just flown across the valley and sat next to that white dove in the distance there. My spring walk is complete with the spring lambs. Fantastic. When I passed the White House this morning, you can see in your picture, the name of the house was Witch Hole. So I'll do a bit of digging for the summer edition of this walk and see what that's all about. This spring edition coming to a close. Just like to say thank you very much for watching, liking and commenting. Love the comments. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have walking it. Hopefully you'll catch the summer edition probably in July. Bye for now. One last look at the landscape and the rapeseed really starting to transform the scenery. What a superb country walk this has been.